Hi, it's Sarah here. How are you doing? I hope you're having a great day today. The talk we're going to be doing today is to help people who have had an abortion and that are having a life of struggle afterwards. An abortion is not a decision you take lightly. Even so, afterwards, your judgments and the judgments of others often lead to a life of poverty, depression, unhappiness, poor health, etc., struggle. So what you need to know is that in reality there are no right and good experiences, and there are no wrong and bad experiences. All experiences are neutral. It is purely our judgments of the experiences that cause the problem. So for example, with an abortion, it is the judgments that we have with this cause emotions such as guilt, shame, unworthiness, undeserving, fear, unforgiveness, that type of emotion. And that type of emotion will keep you stuck, will keep you small, will keep you hidden, and will keep you self-sabotaging and self-punishing yourself. So what you need to know is that you are consciously choosing and creating 5% of everything you experience. So everything you're experiencing in your life, you are consciously choosing 5% of it. The other 95% of everything that you experience in your life, you are unconsciously creating and choosing based on your belief system. So if you have beliefs such as, I am bad, I have killed a baby, I have sinned, that kind of belief system, you are going to create and choose a life for yourself that is incredibly hard, that is incredibly challenging, because that's what you believe you are worthy and deserving of. When you bring yourself back to a state of all experiences are neutral, then you will enable yourself to have ease and peace again in your life. So this following information I have been given by God, by Jesus, by the angelic realm, and I want to share it with you to help you free yourself from any judgments that you've made about yourself. Okay, so the first thing is that you had a soul contract to go through an abortion. Your soul uses all experiences for its learning and its growth. So from a soul's perspective, there's no good and bad experiences. All experiences are for your soul growth. And so you have a contract to do certain things in your life. So if you had an abortion age 19, you had a soul contract to have an abortion age 19. This means that no matter what precautions you would have taken, if you were using a condom, etc., that would have broken, you were going to end up having an abortion. It means that you could not have gone full term and given the child up for adoption because you had a soul contract to have an abortion. So the reasons that you might have one is that you may have had this in a previous life, in another life, and you've brought it up to heal in this one. It could be that you volunteered to actually clear it from the collective, because we all share the same collective consciousness. So when we heal ourselves of something, we actually heal it from the whole collective. So there are lots of people that actually, lots of souls that actually volunteered to go through an experience so they can heal themselves and then clear it from the collective. And a lot of women at this time have actually volunteered to have some kind of abuse so they can clear it from the collective, all the thousands of years that women have been put upon or abused. What is actually really common also is to volunteer to help another soul. So when a soul is first formed, it has to learn how to come into a body. So when a person goes full pregnancy, the soul comes in and out to join the baby. So it will come in just for a short period, then it will leave. then it will come back in again, kind of to imprint its energies on the fetus, and then leave again. So it comes and goes all the way through the pregnancy. And then right at the very end, before the child is born, then the soul joins the fetus permanently. So when a soul wants to learn this and practice this, it needs another soul to volunteer not to let a pregnancy go to full term. So it might be, as a soul, you chose this, you volunteered to do this to help another soul. So what you also have to learn about, understand about this, is that a body cannot exist without a soul inside it. It only lasts for, I believe, 2 days. A body would only last 2 days without a soul inside it, and then it would die, because a soul needs a body and a body needs a soul. They have a symbiotic relationship and they can't exist without each other. Well, a soul can exist, but it's a ghost. And a body needs a soul. So your fetus never had a soul that was going to join it. Never. It was never. You had a soul contract to get to have an abortion. There was no soul ever going to join it. Your fetus could never have lived. It couldn't have lived as a baby because there was no soul. Even if you had gone against your contract, which would have been really hard, and had the child, it would have died because there was never a soul set to join it. So understand, there was a reason that you had a soul contract, and it was going to happen whether you liked it or not. Also know that you have always done your best. Everybody in the world has always done their best based on their conditioning, their wisdom, and their belief system. So, you know, if you made a mistake, you need to forgive yourself, because ultimately there are no mistakes. You had a soul contract to do it, but you did your best. You did your best based on your belief system. It might be that you didn't have enough love for yourself. It might be you just didn't know any better. Another reason some people might volunteer to have an abortion, and this is why I did, is to be able to heal it and then teach other people about it. So one of my reasons was that I volunteered to do it to teach, but also that because I had a lot of abuse through my childhood, I didn't have enough self-love, and so didn't look after myself well enough. Okay, so there's other reasons as well. If you have a belief in sins from this lifetime or another, you have to let this go, because this is a real strong way that you're going to punish yourself. Okay, there are no such things as sins. Earth is a learning school. That's why there are just neutral experiences. There's no good ones, there's no bad ones. There cannot be any sins, because it is a learning school. And I have had God, I have had Jesus, and I have had the angelic realm really be really strong, because and tell me this, because this is something I have brought forward from another life. I don't believe in them in this lifetime, but I've had the belief from another lifetime that I've brought forward to clear. So there are no sins. When the Bible was written, a lot of it was misinterpreted during the translation. In actual fact, in the book A Course of Miracles, which is a book that has been channeled from Jesus, he actually says a sin means a lack of love. Okay, it doesn't mean a wrongdoing. So please know there are no sins, and please know there's no judgments from God or spirits or the angels or Jesus for anything you have done. There is no judgment. There is just unconditional love. Another thing that is going to set you free is to actually understand that you are God in human form. You are the divine. There is no separation between you and God. So the angel said to me, this is the one thing that is really going to help heal you and free you, is knowing this. And that's why I'm passing it on. Because when you know you are divine, you understand that there are only neutral experiences. And when you are divine, you actually understand that these emotions, such as guilt, shame, fear, unworthiness, undeserving, etc., they're all just made up from your ego. They're not real. None of these emotions are real. Okay? Only love and joy are real. So, knowing your divinity is really important, and it is actually a talk I've done on Facebook and on YouTube. But one thing I suggest watching the talk, but I would also suggest just sitting quietly and seeing if you can sense or feel the divinity in an object, such as a tree, an animal, another person. It could be a chair, but it's somehow easier to do it in something that's alive, although everything is God energy ultimately. And then it feels like love. God energy is just love. So see if you can feel that love inside of a tree or a plant. And then what you have to do is feel that same love and divine energy inside of yourself. Okay, there are lots of other ways to do it, but that's just one of the simplest. So I would start by doing that one, really knowing your divinity. Another thing you can do is, and this is something that's really important, is to be an observer of your thoughts, of your images you put in your head, of the way you talk to yourself, of the way you judge things. So for a few weeks, carry around a notebook in your pocket and listen to yourself. Listen to what you're saying, listen to how you're talking to yourself, listen to your thoughts. Because it is our thoughts and the images we see over again that create our belief system. So if you're having lots of negative thoughts and lots of negative judgments, you need to change those to positive ones. Ultimately, changing your thought pattern and freeing yourself of those programs is what's going to bring in new and better beliefs. When you know you have a belief about yourself, a lot of them we know, a lot of them we don't know. So when you find a belief about yourself, you can overwrite it by saying it over again, reading it over again, singing it over again, hearing it over again. One thing you can do is to record it on your phone and on a program, on an app that will continuously play, and then play it at night on really low volume. And your brain will pick up the murmur and make that into words. So that's one easy way of doing it. But you do also need to see it, to hear it, to sing it, to read it, etc. Another thing you can do is, if you have a thought or a image that is negative, if it's an image, you can imagine yourself rubbing it out with a giant rubber. If it's a thought, you can say, "Dear God, please cancel that thought and stop that pathway, thank you." And then it helps form this neural pathway in your brain. Because if we have a repeated thought, it makes a pattern in our brain, it makes a pathway. And our brain likes to conserve energy, so it will continuously take you down that same pathway. So you actually need to break those pathways and form new ones. Okay, so be an observer, it's really important. You also need to clear the stuck emotional energy from your body. Okay, so if you believed in guilt and shame and fear, and you feel them strongly or feel them over again, they can become stuck emotional energy in your body and in your energy field, and then they will cause you to react and respond to situations in a certain way. So what you have to do, first of all, is know they're not real, okay? They are a construct of your ego mind. They're not coming from the real you. You are divine consciousness in the body. You're just energy in a body. You cannot fear anything because you cannot be hurt. You know, as a divine consciousness, there's no guilt or shame. There's only neutral experiences. You know you are worthy because you know you are divine. You know you deserve because you're going through these experiences for your growth and your learning. So all these kinds of emotions, they're not real. In fact, a lot of them come from our body. Our body actually has its own awareness. Our body fears judgments. Our body fears being hurt because our body fears abandonment and neglect, because as a baby, as a young child, if you're abandoned and neglected, it could lead to your death. So our body actually fears judgments. And the trouble is, we feel the fear and think it's coming from us, but it's not. So that is the first step to clearing this stuck emotional energy, because if we know it's not real, we will release it a lot easier. If we think it's real, we kind of hang on to it and not let it release. So every time you feel an emotion come up, say you felt fear, for example, all you can do is shut your eyes and say, this fear, I feel it, I honor it. It's not me and it's not mine, it's not real. Angels, please take it away. And this way, when you say something like this, you're going to stop it forming in your body, you're going to stop fear coming in, but you're also going to start releasing the stuff that is already in your body. Another way you can clear the stuck emotional energy is just before you go to sleep, just say to the angelic realm, angels, please put your energies through me and around me to clear the stuck emotional energy from my body. And as long as you allow it, they will come in and do this. It might be that you're saying it, but actually unconsciously you're not allowing it. Note if they do, sometimes you can feel your arms or legs give a little jerk, and that's just stuck energy leaving your body. It's like having a dream when you walk down the stairs and you miss a step and your leg jerks. It's exactly the same as that. That is actually stuck emotional energy leaving your body. So when the angels do it, it can be a bit the same. Another thing you can do is you're going to breathe in golden light. Breathe in golden light and love and send it to all parts of your body. And then what you need to do also is breathe in golden light, love and forgiveness. Send that to all parts of your body. Especially send it to your genital area and your womb, because it's these areas that are going to contain a lot of the guilt and the shame, and forgiveness and love will help transmute that guilt and shame. So breathe in love and forgiveness and send them down to your genital area and your womb and your ovaries and your bladder, that whole kind of lower abdomen area. I have also done, just if you're interested, there's other talks on fear and guilt and shame and unworthiness and undeserving on my Facebook page and on my YouTube channel. It's especially useful for guilt and shame. Guilt and shame actually need kind of different tact. You can use this for guilt and shame definitely, but there are other ways that you can help yourself with guilt and shame. So I would watch that talk as well. Okay, now you also need to do some work on your inner child. Now, so say for example you had an abortion aged 18. You are going to imagine yourself aged 18 standing in front of you, and you are going to tell that 18-year-old how much you love her, how brave she was to go through this, what a superstar she was to go through this, for having volunteered to do it, to clear the collective, for your soul growth, to help another soul, whatever reason you volunteered to go through it. Tell her she's a superstar to go through it, because your judgments will have been telling her she's somebody awful or bad. So you need to change that around, and you need to start telling her she's amazing, she's a superstar, and that you love her so much, that she is worthy and she is deserving, and that she does matter. Okay, so think of lots of positive things you can tell your inner child. And this is something you need to do on a daily basis. Give yourself lots of self-praise. So say you're going for a walk or something, just tell yourself, I'm brave, I'm amazing, I'm beautiful, I'm loving, I'm lovely, I'm kind, I'm gentle. Think of a whole lot of good things you can give yourself, and give yourself self-praise. Okay, because again, you're going to be changing your belief system, and you're going to be helping healing your inner child as well. What you can also do is record a whole load on your phone, a whole lot of positive affirmations about yourself, and then you can put yourself into a self-hypnosis state. And this is something Spirit have had me do, and it is actually very beneficial. And it's very easy. It's a natural state. It's a state that we're in between waking and sleeping. So all you have to do is to record your affirmations on the phone, and you're going to record something along the lines of this at the beginning. So you just need to shut your eyes. You need to sit with your legs and arms uncrossed, and then you need to, with your eyes open, you need to look up as though you're looking up at your eyebrows. And then with your eyes open, you need to take in 3 deep breaths. And on the 3rd exhale, you actually keep your eyes open, but you shut your eyelids. And then you just let your eyes relax. So your eyes are going to just drop again with your eyelids shut. And then you say that you're going to do your countdown from 10 to 1, and each time you count down, you're going to feel more relaxed. And then you give your list of affirmations. And then at the end, you're going to say, okay, and on the count of 3, I want you just to gently wake up. And then you count 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you record that whole thing on your phone, and then try and listen to it on a daily basis. And when you're in this self-hypnosis trance state, it is the best state for learning new belief systems and for rewriting the ones you've got, so it will work better. You need to forgive yourself and anyone else involved, and this is really, really important. Okay, so you've understood hopefully now that there are no mistakes that you had. There was a reason you went through it, but our humanness part of us needs us to forgive ourselves. So I have done, again, there's talks on this on my Facebook page and YouTube channel, but you can breathe in forgiveness. You can send love and forgiveness kind of from your center of your chest, your heart center, to all parts of your body. Just keep breathing it in. You need to understand mentally that you forgive yourself, and then you also need to do it energetically. You need to feel that forgiveness coming into your body. So breathe it in. You can bring it in through the top of your head, but you also need to create it from your heart center and feel it coming in as well. Okay, but I would recommend watching the video on forgiveness as well, and it really is important, and it's really going to set you free, as well as knowing the divinity. It is one of the most important things you can do to yourself. Another thing you can do is to create the life you want. And again, there's talks on this on my Facebook page, YouTube channel, so I'm not going to go into it here, but it's basically, in a nutshell, thinking of something that you want to happen in your life, feeling the excitement, the joy, the gratitude, and the relief of already having it. And this is something that you need to do on a daily basis. But I recommend watching the talk, and again, choose the life you want. Okay, again, there's another talk on this one. So you can simply say to yourself over and over again, I choose self-love, I choose self-forgiveness, I choose self-respect, I choose to end the struggle and have ease is one of my big ones. I choose to end the struggle and have ease. Okay, so you can just say these over and over again. You can set them up as reminders on your phone. You can, again, record them on your phone and have them playing it at night. Just as many times in the day as you can. Keep choosing something positive and wonderful for yourself. Okay, so the last thing we are going to do is called Christ Unwinding Technique, and this is going to help you bring in some new beliefs, let go of some of the old ones, and clear some of the stuck emotional energy from your body. Now, it doesn't matter what religion you are. This is just source energy, and it works for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're an atheist. So I just invite you to shut your eyes, sit down somewhere, shut your eyes, and then you'll just say, I'm going to call on the Christ light to help me. And then what you're going to do with your eyes shut, you're going to imagine a sentence going across the inside of your forehead. And the sentence says, I choose self-love and respect. Now see if you can actually visualize your sentence rather than imagine it's there. If you can't see it, just keep telling yourself over and over again, it's safe to see it, it's safe to see it, and eventually you will. It doesn't matter about your spelling, it's your intention that counts. Okay, so your first sentence is, I choose self-love and respect. And then underneath it, I forgive myself. Then what you're going to do is you're going to see your sentences go up into the top of your head, in your mind, and you're going to see your sentences weave around left and right, backwards and forwards, up and down. I choose self-love and respect. I forgive myself. Just seeing if you can read those sentences as they go up and down and around and about. And then what you're going to do is you're going to see your sentences start to spiral down through your head, seeing as you can read them as they're spiraling down. I choose self-love and respect. I forgive myself. See them spiraling down through your throat, down through the center of your chest. Reading your sentences, I choose self-love and respect. I forgive myself. Through the center of your belly, through the center of your pelvis. I choose self-love and respect. I forgive myself. And then your sentences are going to leave from the gap between the top of your legs, and they're going to spiral down in between your legs. So see them spiraling down the gap in between your legs, reading them. I choose self-love and respect. I forgive myself. See them spiraling all the way down to the floor. Then you can see them either going into the ground or going off into the distance. Then again, with your eyes shut, reading your sentences again, I choose self-love and respect. I forgive myself. And this time your sentences are you're going to see them go up your left hand. So imagine them, they're coming out from your forehead, spiraling up your left hand, spiraling up your left arm. I choose self-love and respect, and I forgive myself. Over your left elbow, up your upper arm, spiraling around. When they reach your left shoulder, you spiral them across your top of your back to your right shoulder. When they reach your right shoulder, you spiral them all the way back to your left. Reading your sentences. Then when they reach your left shoulder, you're going to spiral them down the left side of your body. I choose self-love and respect. I forgive myself. Spiraling down the left side of your belly. The left side of your pelvis. I choose self-love and respect. See them going down your left thigh, round and around your left thigh. I forgive myself. Over your left knee, down your left calf. I choose self-love and respect. I forgive myself. Then when they get to your foot, they go over your foot and then down into the ground. Down into, or off into the distance. And again, seeing your sentences across your forehead, I choose self-love and respect. Okay, and what's just come up for me is we're going to change this next sentence a little bit. I forgive myself and my body. Okay, because you're not your body. you're in your body. Well, you're actually larger than your body, but you're not your body, but you're going to forgive your body as well. Then you're going to see your sentence spiral up your right hand. I choose self-love and self-respect. Seeing it spiraling up your arm. I forgive myself and my body. Over your right elbow, up your upper arm. I choose self-love and respect. And when they reach your right shoulder, spiral them across to your left one. I forgive myself and my body. When they reach your left shoulder, spiral them back across to your right, reading your sentences. Spiral them down the right side of your body. I choose self-love and self-respect. I forgive myself and my body. Spiraling down the right side of your belly. Right side of your pelvis. Your right thigh. I choose self-love, self-respect. Over your right knee. I forgive myself and my body. Down over your calf. Then when they reach your foot, going into the ground, spiral them over your foot and then off into the distance or down into the ground. Then keeping your eyes shut, seeing your sentence again. I choose self-love and respect. I forgive myself and my body. And this time you see your sentences going outwards, and you just ask for your sentences to go across all time and space, all dimensions and all realities. And then lastly, we just finish off by seeing those sentences going across your chest in beautiful white letters. I choose self-love and respect. I forgive myself and my body. And then we just thank the Christ light. And that technique you can use with anything. Just make sure what you're saying, try and say it in the present tense and the positive tense. So you would say, I am safe, rather than I'm not unsafe or I am becoming safe. It is, I am safe. Okay, so I hope that helped. I do urge you to watch the other talks, especially the ones on guilt and shame and forgiveness and knowing your divinity, because it's really going to help you, and you're so worthy and deserving of this. You know, you're a superstar to have done what you've done, and the collective thanks you. So you so deserve to be free. Much love and many blessings from my heart to yours.